So I'm on a walk with Boba. We're walking in a different area because my neighbor told me, hey, go walk on this street. You'll see something. Exmark. I've never had one of these things before. Has a Honda GV400 engine on it. If it rolls, I'm going to roll this home. If it rolls. I already have that tractor I have to deliver later in the van, so I'm about 5 blocks away. We'll see. So what I did was took the belt off the tensioner because I was running into some resistance when pushing. Now it's nice and now it free rolls. So you know what? I'm just gonna roll this all the way home. Right, Boba? Never worked on one of these before. What do they call these? Lawnmowers, right? So I just walked home with this thing with my dog, and I was pulling this thing, and it has good compression. But then as I was pulling, the rope on the outside sheathing came off, and it's stuck back in there. But I'm not really too sure how these things work, but you can hear it. It's good compression. But I can't figure out, you know, the controls. I don't know where choke is. I don't know where prime is. Like I said, I've never worked on any of these things before. I don't even know what you call them. All I think of is skag, you know, but I know these are commercial lawnmowers, right? Tires hold air, so at the very, very least, got a couple of front tractor tires there, some caster wheels in the front, right? And the rest could be scrap or parts or whatever, but I think the engine might be good enough to fix, I think, you know? So, it's starting to rain now. It's late in the afternoon. I'm just going to park this in the garage, and this will probably be my next project. It's very interesting because I've never had one of these things. I've had some opportunities for it, but didn't know much enough about it to want to get involved with it. But this seems kind of interesting, you know. Exmark, that's a good brand, right? This is obviously very old. Honda GV400. Got 11 horsepower. Engine seems like it's okay. I don't see oil anywhere. I mean, it's old and the body's rusty. But when I pull on the cord, it seems like it's good compression. Very good compression. That'll be my next project. It's a beast. Hey guys, so it's a new day, and did some research on this thing over here. I had a feeling that it might not be an Exmark because I was looking at the internet and I was trying to find like anything that looked like it. You know, it's got like these 2 cup holders that stick up on the deck. And it was really difficult to find anything that looked like that, you know. Except I was looking at Ransom's Bobcats. They were green. So the 2 front caster wheels are green. So I think those 2 are replacement caster wheels from a Ransom's Bobcat. It looks very similar to that. However, when I woke up this morning and I cleared out the serial number, I could make out the numbers. It is an Exmark. It's a 36-12B, and I looked it up. There's not a lot of information at all about it, you know. There was like one dude somewhere in Tennessee or something who picked it up for like $250. I don't really think it's worth all that much money. Like some of you guys said, it was worth $1,000 or something. I mean, maybe if I cleaned it up really nice and stuff, but I don't think it's worth a whole lot of money, you know. But I'd be interested in getting this running anyway because honestly, I've never worked on one of these things before, and it's interesting to me, you know. It's starting to rain. Unfortunately, I was going to bring it out. have a better look at it over here. One of my subscribers told me that he didn't think that engine was the original engine, and I think he's right. I think it came with a Kohler, so that engine probably blew, and somebody put this Honda GV400 engine in it. I think the Honda engine's pretty nice. See how it has these two cup holders there? You see, look at the caster wheels. It's a green assembly, which is like from a Bobcat or something. Cup holders are nice. Put my drinks there and stuff, you know. Anyway, this thing's not attached. Just comes right off. Belt looks okay. Actually, belt looks really good. Very strong. Really thick. 3/4 inch. Spindles. Look at that. Spindles are nice. Suspension, idle pulley. So this engages the PTO. This is the drive speed, I believe. And then left and right tensioners so you can turn it. First thing we got to do today is I'm not going to be able to test anything unless I fix that recoil. So number one is put a new rope in here, because this one's gonna pull out and break, you know, eventually. But this engine has good compression. Very good compression. I don't know why it doesn't have electric start. Something like this should have electric start, you know. But I'll show you. To take off the top recoil, you have one bolt there, one bolt there. If you look here, it's stripped, but yet it seems to hold on there pretty well. I might try to drill that out and just shove something in there. That's what I'm going to do first. So to help out the bolts, put some Lucas oil, penetrating oil on there, just to soak for a little bit. And of course, before I even went to look for whatever I was going to use to take that off, what is this? What is this socket? What size should it be? It's a Honda. So they're all 10mm bolts. Always. Every Honda I've had. 10. Uh-oh. Oh, you know what? It would help if I put a damn battery on here. Duh. Because the Chinese copy Hondas. All Chinese engines are mostly 10mm also. So we only have two to worry about. Short threads. Unless it's broke. You know what? Ah. Yep, they're all that short. It's not broke. Okay, here we go. That came off very easily. Feels good. I just got to change the rope is all. And I've never done one like this before. This might be a pain. How am I gonna How am I going to get here? You know what I mean? How do you even stuff this in there unless I take that off? If I take that off, I'm afraid that... So you know what? I'm not going to do it. Of course I'm going to do it. I just got to figure out how. So because the outside sheathing is busted on here, I try to pull it all the way out, right? And it stops when the green thing hits here. See what I'm saying? So I won't be able to pull it all the way out and just take that out. So I'm just going to cut the line. I know, it's risky. I kind of want it to, but the recoil seems okay, so I'm just going to cut it. And I thought about it a lot, so I'm just going to cut it. And then pull it out through the side somehow. There you go. It's done. What can I do? You can see that line there. Alright. So there it is. Now it's not under, pressure. See that? It's all curled up in there. And this way I'll know how long of a line I need too. Just measure the original one, But the way this feels like a good recoil. Like the tension is very tight. And I think that's it. I think we got it to the end here. There it is, see? So we can see that it just pulls out like that. It just caterpillared into a ball so it wouldn't move, The recoil feels good. It's good recoil. I'm going to find a line, a good line, that's this length. I wonder if this bar comes off. It does, see? See that bar? Just comes out like that. So I'm going to look for a new line. So I've got this really good quality rope. It's frayed on this side. I did it extra long so I'll have extra. Burn the tip a little so it's easier to route. So I'll use my hand. That's the wrong way. Wind it until the tension is to the end, or almost to the end. Very big, very heavy tension right now. You know, usually with the other recoils, oh shoot, I think that just means the end. So that's the end right there, and I want to line up that hole to that hole, and it won't quite make it without it snapping. Oh, there it is right there. So it's hard to hold this. And I want you guys to see too. See? Stick it in there. Twist. Ooh, look at that. First shot. Just gonna make a quick knot over here like that, so it doesn't suck back in again by accident. This is going to be challenging, so I have to make a knot. So I need both my hands. So usually the other recoils, there's holes. You can stick a screwdriver there and stop it from recoiling, you know. But just going to have to try to make a knot with one hand. Oh shoot. See, I don't want it to recoil badly. Or tighten it so that there's a kink in it, you know? That's not going to go anywhere. There we go. I'm holding it. That's not going to go anywhere. Alright, so now I'm just going to let go. And I can undo my knot over here. Suck it all the way in. Okay, so it stops there. See, I made it extra long so that it won't suck all the way in, so I'll know where to cut it, and where to make the knot. Maybe the rope is too long. That's the end. So I think I made it too long because it's past my arm's length. You know, you want to be able to pull it all the way out. One arm length, like that, almost two. So I think I'm just going to estimate right here. So this is left over. It's about 1.5 feet or more. I just cut it around 1.5 feet. Here's the pull handle. Stick the end through after you've already burned the tip, so it's easy. It's almost 2 feet. Let's see. Let's get the feel of it. Yeah, that's all the way out. That's plenty. So I'm just going to do it right around there. There you go, right there, see? I'm just going to cut it here. Tuck it in. And there we go. We have just re-roped the recoil starter. I'm going to WD-40 the inside here so the coils stay nice and lubricated. I should get sponsored by WD-40, huh? Ah, they're too big. Well, that's what I said about Lucas Oil. WD-40 is great. WD-40 doesn't hurt anything. 3, 2, 1. You could drink WD-40. Now that we got the recoil fixed, should I drill out that hole or should I leave it as is? Sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? And I'm worried that if I start screwing with this, I'll mess something up. I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to put this back on because it seemed to work just fine. Seriously, the not broke, don't fix it thing, it holds true for a lot of things. Everything was working just fine, but then until you went and screwed with it, you did something while trying to do that, broke something on the inside, now you got a bigger problem. If it doesn't work, then you fix it. But right now, I don't see anything wrong with it. Doesn't move. Recoil is just fine. Wow, that's nice. You hear that? Good compression. So now we're going to take the top of the air cleaner off. I'm going to spray some starting fluid or ether. I think this might be stripped because it's not moving. Yep. Stripped. Damn it. This one moves. Some kind of thing over there. Yeah. Got it. Saved. Not terrible. Still white. See? It's just dusty. Inside, look. Just needs a brushing off is all. Not bad. Leave that be. I'm just going to blow something in there. Starting fluid. Cap broke. Now, I don't know if there's a choke or something like that. I don't even know if it'll start. I'm just going to pull it anyway though. No resistance there. It's just freely engine speed. Engine speed. Start. I think that's choke. Holy cow! Holy cow! Dude, that's great! That's insanity, man! Can you believe it started? I can't believe it started. That's completely crazy. Did you guys think that that was going to start? Because I definitely did not think that was going to start. Like that? Stoked, man. So you know what? I'm gonna rinse out this gas tank, right? I'm gonna disconnect this. Because I'm gonna change this fuel filter. This fuel filter is Dunsky anyway. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pinch this off first. I don't know about these pinchers. I don't think they work very well. This one's barely pinching. Yeah, I don't know about the pinchers, man. I can't find it when I need it. Pair of mini vice grips. That works every time. See? Forget about them pinchers. Wasted $8.50 on those pinchers. Wasted, because they don't work. Not strong enough. So here's an old jug of old gas that I use just to do this. Pour a bunch in there, slosh it around. and then drain it, you know. Slosh it around, rinse it. Fuel shutoff switch was on. How about that? It's a fuel shutoff switch. It's really cool too. I guess the gas tank wasn't all that dirty after all, because there's not much sediment coming out of it. Some. That's good. Wasn't a lot of gunk in there. So we'll let this drip out. Since it's gravity fed, get one of these gravity fed fuel filters. Fuel line is actually pretty good. I have a feeling that this guy actually maintained it. It's supposed to be an arrow to tell you which way it goes, but it's usually the flat part. They don't tell you. Nice. Just need some hose clamps. I don't have too many hose clamps. Found some old hose clamps off of another mower. This part I'm not worried about because it seems pretty tight. But I have a hose clamp for it anyway. It's tighter, so you don't have any leakage. That just seems really loose. Yeah, if it's loose enough to pull out like that, not good enough. This is garbage. Old style. Yep, when it barely fits over this, it's good. Sometimes you'd have to cut the length of this just so you don't get the worn part, you know, that is ballooned out, mushroomed out. But this line seems perfectly on there, so if I cut it, I won't reach. That's tight. And you want a good reservoir that goes all the way in, you know. So it's the old gas that came out of there. There's not that much debris, so the gas tank was relatively clear. So then you know what I'm going to do? I'm trying to put some new gas in there and fire her up and see what happens. I'm going to put some fresh gas in. that's enough. That's enough just for now. You check for leaks. Fuel shut-off is off. Or, yeah, fuel shut-off is off. That damn cat, man. I don't see any leaks, and it's not flooding. Sounds good. Holy cow! Are you guys completely amazed as I am? Look how that's idling. It's purring like a kitten, man. This is one of the smoothest sounding engines I've had. That's freaking unbelievable, man. Did you guys see that? The PTO worked. You know what? I'm gonna reroute those belts behind the tensioner. I took them off so I can roll it home. I'm gonna put that back. Just put the drive pulley back on. Alright, so that drive thing needs a little bit of adjustment because you saw how fast I was going at the very end. Well, this was like all the way over here, so I have to adjust that. I'm sure there's a way to do it. So it's when this is down here, right? It's really fast, and I want it to be able to do that. But it has to be this last setting here, right? This last setting here, and it's pulling up, okay? So what I'm going to do is take this pin off. Okay, take that out. And so if this is there, I want it to, this was like that, I want it to pull up more, right? Pull up more. This wants to be pulled up more all the way so that it goes fast. This is really fast right here. And I want it to go that fast. So I want to move this part here up to about there. But I can't because it only goes another 1/4 inch or so. Oh, I see. This, you can also do it on the bottom too. Where lift more. See, so I'm going to screw with both of these. Pretty rusty. Did you guys believe that I could get this running in the past hour? Crazy talk, right? It's crazy talk. Ooh, that's really rusty. That's really rusty. It won't even turn. It won't even turn. I'm going to see if I can adjust the bottom there. The penetrating oil is working its magic. I can kind of turn it now. There you go, see? Take it to the end. Now when we do, it could still go a lot more, see? I want it to go at least another inch or so. So you know what? I could probably mess with the thing on the bottom. You know what? Did you feel like there was a little bit of hesitation before? I wonder what this is. Is this just a breather? You know? It's probably just a breather. This is very messed up over here. I mean, very dirty. I mean, just disgusting, you know? I might clean that off, because any kind of grime and stuff that's on here may catch, you know? It's really dirty. I'm going to clean that off a little bit. This nice new rag. Stick it in here so that crap doesn't get into it while I'm either spraying or scrubbing. Surprisingly, there's no mouse nest in there. You can see clearly in here. It's spotless, actually. Pretty clean. Surprising. And I also checked the oil. Looks good. Guys, you wonder why this guy threw it away? I wonder the same thing. Maybe he couldn't get it started this year and he decided that he didn't want to spend money to get it serviced, because I can tell how much money it probably cost. He just threw it away. But I mean, honestly, you guys saw how easy it was for me to get this going again. I mean, what did I do? I just put just put starting fluid in there and it started right up. So, oh, the recoil. Maybe he didn't want to fix the recoil, right? And you saw recoil didn't take not more than 15 minutes or so. It wasn't hard at all. So if it was just a recoil that we fixed, you get this running like this, it's fantastic. Carburetor doesn't really need cleaning because it runs really well. This is really dirty over here though. This. Caked on there, man. But I don't see any oil leaks, you know, so I don't know why there's so much crap here. No, you guys get the picture. I'm going to clean that up. So, of course, when I started to clean this thing, it started to rain. That's good, right? When it starts to rain when you're cleaning, right? So it helps the cleaning process. Anyway, so look at all that dirt in there, man. You see that? Holy cow. It's like an inch worth of oil, dust, grime, crap. And I went ahead and used some of my Lucas Oil multi-purpose parts cleaner and degreaser. Fully cleanses and dries fast. And it does. Dries very fast. But I cleaned that carburetor pretty well on the outside. Inside, we know, obviously, it runs well. And by the way, I think I know why I was hesitating a little bit earlier. The breather hose from the engine block wasn't connected to the carburetor. It was completely off. So I put it back on. Hopefully that was it. If not, this carburetor seems to have a ton of screws on it for adjustments. But when we first started this baby up, you guys saw how great it ran at idle. I mean, really well, you know? So I'm hoping it was just that breather hose. So I'm just cleaning this part here because I'm going to put the air cleaner back on. And I just cleaned it off from all the grime. I also brushed off the air filter too. Air filter's in good shape. Just got to figure out how to put this thing back again. So we're going to take this out now since we did all the cleaning. Just to make sure that you don't get any crap inside the canal of the carburetor. So it looks like it goes in like this. So this goes on the inside, maybe like that. It would only make sense if it did that, right? Or maybe I should put that in after I put this in. So, right? Fits in well like that. Stick this in here. Isolate the outside and the inside. It's easy. Now find those wing nuts, put them back, and we're good to go. Look at that. There's rubber on the bottom to prevent vibration. Very well made. I can tell you why these things cost so much money. I never thought I would ever work on one of these, but I always commented like, how come the landscapers use such an ugly piece of machinery, you know? They all look beat up and crap, you know? And I wondered why they were so expensive when I looked online, you know? 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20,000 I've seen. For a lawnmower? 20,000? But I could tell. I mean, this thing I think is from the late 80s, maybe early 90s. And if you just look at the handles over here, this is either solid cast iron or aluminum or something. Here. This one over here doesn't have a sheathing on it. You can tell how good quality this is. Solid aluminum, I think. It's very light and doesn't corrode or rust. Nicely polished too. This you can tell is steel because it rusts. So honestly, man, this thing is not in terrible shape. I mean, even after I took that top lid off, right, underneath it's, you know, the paint is still there, you know. I think I might go get a can of red spray paint or two and maybe do a once over on it after I clean it all up. And on the top lid here, top lid there, grind off the rust, right? This is bad, you know, here. So if I can grind off all the rust and do a once over with red, it would look way better. Like I said, I don't think I'm gonna get a lot of money. I'm definitely not keeping it. Definitely not keeping it. Because I don't. Well, actually, how can I say not keeping it? Right? I just don't know. I haven't used it yet. But I have seen these landscaper guys flying around the neighborhood with one of these things, and they really cut very well. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. I think I'm gonna try to mess with that the drive speed adjustment. Pull it inside. Actually, let me run it again. This is go. This is stop. This is start. Choke. idling incredible. It's barely on. That's amazing, really. I mean, I'm fascinated by this thing now because I just think it's so cool, you know, that got this thing running like that. Insane. Very surprised. Aren't you guys surprised? I bet you didn't think I was going to get this running today like that, right? I got it propped up on my little chair here, just so I can see what's going on underneath. Let's take a look. Oh. Blades are in good shape. Really good shape. Damn. I'm absolutely amazed. Look pretty new. And it's clean under there. That's awesome. There's one thing about this, though, that's bad. There's no height adjustment. Right? No height adjustment. So to do the speed adjustment, what I did was I crawled under there, took out 2 cotter pins, and I took out this stud mechanism here. And basically, if I move this up an inch there, right, it'll mimic pulling it 1 inch more, which tightens the tensioner on the speed, the drive. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it right now, actually. Put some Earl there, penetrating oil. Loosen that up. And rotate this thing 1 inch higher so that it's more tighter tension on the drive belt, which will allow this to go faster. That penetrating oil is badass, man. Just working it back and forth. It's turning. That's a lot. I wonder if that's too much. Only one way to find out. This goes in here. Doesn't even reach. Alright, so it's snapped in now. I didn't put the cotter pins back in yet, but that doesn't make any sense. That's slow. I want it fast. I have to figure this out. I'm getting confused. On mowers and blowers. Bonus footage, guys. So I had some leftover paint from my GT6000, you know, the cobalt blue. There we go. That's it right there. So can you believe it? I just basically painted it using that 1.5 can. I used some white spray paint and painted the engine cover for the Honda engine. And I also sprayed some of that cheap 98-cent spray paint on the black parts. Man, oh man, I'm gonna go mow my lawn in the back. Hey guys, support my channel, buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at mowersblowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on the next project. Have a great day.